What's going on, Scorpio? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love reading for y'all. What I'm doing currently is a different spread. It's called the end of the year spread. And so we're going to look at the progress and the process of what you guys went through this year, like the lessons and the experience that you guys have gained, how that can help you in this time of the month here at December, and how this is going to kind of carry over through to the next year. Let's go ahead and get started with this. Welcome back, Scorpio. I just got a couple announcements to make. I have a 40% off all readings sale, except for the 3-card readings, since that's already $10. But all the way across the board, from virtual psychic fair all the way to my website, there's a 40% off reading. Okay, 40% off all the readings that you see there. Okay. On top of that, y'all, I'm finally on Instant Go, okay? So go ahead and check it out. My username is in the description box below, Venus Archangel Tarot, as always. Also, guys, I have another announcement to make. I'm going to be hanging out with Aquarian Insight on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Please go ahead and actually follow my my social media so then I can let you guys know if that's happening. The videos are going to be late this time, so I just kind of want to prepare you guys in case there is a some unexpected stuff coming up, okay? But ultimately, that's all the announcements I have here. So let's go ahead and get it started with this. So, underlying energy for y'all Scorpios this year was the Two of Swords. Difficult decisions to make, and honestly, ones that you didn't want to deal with. Let's be honest, like they're difficult. Why would you want to see those? Why would you want to face those things head on? But I think it was having the courage to make the difficult decisions necessary for your benefit, for your truth. Okay, so I think, yeah, doing so, you guys were stepping outside of your comfort zone. This was also underneath the underlying energy here. So you guys, your difficult decisions had a lot to do with stepping outside of your comfort zone. I think you guys were, were comfortable just kind of, not kind of working with a group or working with anybody. You're kind of just dealing with, with things on your own, controlling your own environment, okay? But I think you guys kind of, obviously fell in love possibly, or did something in regards to a group, and you had to come to a consensus or some sort of conclusion, or some sort of decision that you had to make. It's pretty much to help you, to expand you in a way, because the four of Pentacles is not. They don't expand. They kind of just stay still. They think that this is all they're ever going to get, so they keep it safe. They keep it close because, So, there was difficult decisions that were needed to make here. I think it was truly finding the confidence to make those hard decisions. So, Scorpio, hard, okay? Hard work. The beginning of this year, y'all had the 5 of Wands. What a way to start off. Conflict. Turmoil. There was a lot of stuff going on in the beginning of this year, so I think you guys had to deal with a lot of competition, a lot of people that were just kind of coming at you on all different sides. So some of you guys were working within a group, or like I was saying, with people, and you had to figure out what, you had to kind of listen. You had to engage with a lot of people that had different ideas, different opinions, a different way of doing something, and you pretty much had to figure out exactly how this could, how all that stuff can end to, lead to the end game, which is the 6 of Wands. Victory, recognition through your own efforts. I think you had to stay superb over, not superb, but you had to, figure out what needed to kind of carry you to the next step, if that makes sense, because it was a very testing time in the beginning of this year. And what's clarifying this is the 4 of Cups. So, I think there was a period in time, obviously, right, where you guys not only were just dealing with a lot of conflict, you weren't really interested in what was going on. You were just kind of like focusing on the 3 cups, right? You were not really, you're not interested in kind of moving forward. Maybe not moving forward. Just like you had a lot of apathy about the situation at hand in the beginning. I think it was kind of. I think you were honestly feeling stuck here. Like you guys have always felt like you guys constantly butt heads with people, or you constantly just kind of had this inner turmoil within yourself, and I think you were trying to figure out exactly what to do with what you had, and I don't really think you noticed that there was something there, kind of already offering you a chance to try something different. I think for some of you guys, maybe you guys didn't see the offer, but for some of you guys, I think there was. I think you guys were waiting on either approval, or you guys were, making a decision about some sort of offer, possibly a love offer for some of you guys. Okay. So in the beginning of this month is kind of dealing with conflict, dealing with energies that, just were crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So pretty much a little bit intense, a little stuck, and you kind of didn't know how to move forward from there. So it was a lot of, stepping outside your comfort zone, trying things that are different and new, and hoping that, hoping for the best, So that, like I said, a lot of turmoil and change. And I think as you kind of understood the situation, you guys kind of, really kind of getting bogged down by the amount of beatings that you guys were getting. Not beatings per se, you know what I'm saying, but just like a constant battle. This is a constant battle. You guys got to the Nine of Swords, excuse me, and I think you guys did get a bit sad during this year, and I think it's just because there's just a lot going on, and of course a lot of conflict. It can really weigh down on the soul, and I think honestly, there was a period where you had to overcome your fears, you had to overcome your sadness, you had to overcome this feeling of this anxiety, and yeah, like you have the Strength card here to clarify it. Man, the stuff that you guys went through last year was very, very. I don't know if it was toxic or not. The situation you're in, I don't know if you felt like you had a choice. I think it was like in the beginning you had to figure out what your choice was, and I think overall when it kind of got down to it, you guys felt really sad, and you guys had to feel, you guys felt really depressed. Thing is though, you guys survived that. You guys completely understood that. I think honestly, it wasn't necessarily not seeing that something could help you. I think you guys ended up taking the cup, and the cup wasn't something that you wanted to take. I think that cup was the Two of Swords situation, where you're like, man, this is super difficult, and you have so much invested. When the Five of Wands is up, you have a lot invested in that energy. So to pretty much make a decision, even though you took so long to make it in the first place, I think that, because obviously when you take a long time, or you take, really sit and contemplate your decision making, it's because there's ultimately something that you really don't want to do. And I don't know if this is something, I think you guys, for a while, they were refusing the option, but I think maybe in the process, I think you guys ended up taking it. Yeah, Three of Wands. Yeah. You guys kind of knew what to expect, I think. You guys did everything that you possibly could at the time for the beginning of the year. With it, yeah. And it just kind of wasn't really, you felt stuck, and you were tired of it. I think ultimately, yeah, I think the turmoil was not just within you, but within situations and relationships, etc. And you just got tired of it. And I think in the period of this year, you had to overcome the sadness and overcome the difficult situation, because of because it's such a hard decision that you had to make, because of the feeling of being stuck. Okay, all that fighting, it can be extremely exhausting. I think that was pretty much just trying to carry yourself through a difficult situation, and I think you were following what you wanted, following your heart around this time, because this is the Knight of Cups. For some of you guys could have been interacting with a Pisces, Cancer, or another Scorpio. And this is somebody that came into your life to offer you some love. But this love for you was something that they wanted, was just I don't know. I think the person that was coming into your life to offer you that cup in the first place you had a lot of battles with this person. You had a lot of back and forth. Even though they talked up a good game, it didn't mean that they were, they showed the qualities that you were looking for. And I think that's what it kind of came down to. You're stressed out and you really weren't sure of, maybe you were trying to get over a certain situation in the beginning of this year. Like it was a difficult situation and someone comes into your life and they're just kind of like someone else that just doesn't really seem to be able to carry out their promises, carry out their, the things that they say. They talk up a good game. They genuinely feel those things, I'm sure. But their actions never really showed that. They just say the stuff. They just feel it. So I think there was a lot of stress here in figuring out if not what you guys wanted and how to kind of get, move forward, but dealing with someone that was just not giving you what you were wanting, or just kind of being the fantasy, the knight in shining armor, but never really acting like that. So I think with you guys having to overcome such a difficult situation with somebody that it was somebody that wasn't very they never put their words or their feelings into action per se. I think you kind of overcame that and discovered what you truly wanted, developed your wants and developed what you were willing to go after, because obviously the Knight of Cups is progress. And I think with the help of Leo North Node and the eclipse here, there was a definite shift in who you were meant to be in this year. And I think you were realizing that because you can control what you want. And I think the Strength card is a big, token of that, because it's not just getting you through difficult situations. It's about taking control of your life, taking control of yourself and your environment and what you can do with yourself, putting your dreams first. And I think that's what was difficult about this whole situation. I think you guys had to make the difficult decision to cleanse who you were at the beginning of this year and become something new. The Ace of Swords, a new perspective, new truth. Okay? I think honestly you had the victory through the truth. I think despite having it, despite feeling so terrible and despite feeling like, just feeling sad, I think the reason why you're feeling so sad is because you were deeply understanding who you are and what you wanted. I think you were definitely, for some of you guys, this was developing psychic abilities as well. Okay, obviously with the Knight of Cups, and you guys are Scorpios. You guys could have had a lot of psychic stuff going on. The Knight of Swords, swords are mental. So a lot of psychic stuff could be happening. Some things that are, that you had to kind of carry yourself through. And now you noticed something important in that you can really utilize for your next journey. So you've got something new coming in, or you're working on some new ideas, or working on accepting and really finding the victory in the new truth that you have here. Okay. Let me pull one card for this. What else can you tell us about the Ace of Swords? The Queen of Wands. Yeah. How determined you are and just your authenticness is perfect enough, I think. Queen of Wands, she don't care about what anybody else thinks. She's a celebrity, okay? People look up to her. She doesn't look up to anybody else, because she feels like she is everything she needs, and she also feels like she's confident in herself to not need to look elsewhere for support or confirmation. I think you had a lot of confirmation stuff come up. A lot of things had to come up for you where you had to feel like, you had to see your power, see your abilities, see your want as something valuable and something worth going, worth following. I think those difficult decisions that you had to make along the way were steps to really show you that what you wanted was good enough. I think that's why the Four of Cups was there in the beginning, to clarify the Five of Wands, because there's a lot of turmoil about just, maybe even going for what you wanted because you were familiar. You were, you knew what to do with those 3 cups. You knew what they were. They're the same old, same old. The extra cup was stepping out of a new element. It was stepping out of the old element and going into a new one. Okay, Now, the beginning of December, y'all have the Emperor. You guys are taking control of your lives right now. Hope you guys can see the card. But you guys are taking control of your lives right now. You guys are done playing. And I think this is great because I think you guys are definitely like putting action into the dreams that you want. You know, you guys have this new truth, so you guys are rocking it. Yeah, the Ten of Wands. This is the ending of an emotional cycle. The Nine of Swords was just a hurdle. Difficult and stressful and very anxious, you know, is nerve-wracking, honestly. And you've pushed through that. You've gotten to the other side, and now you have this new perspective, these new truths, a new, a new way of thinking, and you have the energy to push through it. That determined go-getter energy here is definitely here, guys. Okay, so now you are able to kind of take that, new perspective and kind of go for it. You're ready to just tackle that because you completed something that was necessary. I think you hit you hit the mark when it came to the emotional cycle because I think you might have unlocked something within yourself. Okay, so I think currently it's about your determination, your stubbornness. How willing are you to get what you want? How willing are you to just be like, hey, you know what? I got this. Okay, and and to respect yourself so more than anybody else. And when I say that, I mean like, you come first. I think the hard, difficult decision was, putting yourself first and telling, the world that I'm putting myself first. So Queen of Wands does that. Ace of Swords, that's me. Like, I'm putting me first. The Emperor, he puts himself first. So I think there's a lot of putting yourself first in this whole situation here. Okay? So I think there's a lot of, kind of working with what you have here. Your new truth, your new sense of passion and drive. And then the second half of December here, you have the Ten of Swords. Now, despite how, sad and kind of messed up this card looks, one thing is for certain, that the worst is over. When this card comes up, that means that the worst is almost over. The worst is over. Okay? And I think you're just kind of having to kind of recover from this moment. Okay? This whole year was not easy. Brutal. Swords are very brutal energy. Okay? Because there's a lot of truths and lots of perspectives that you have to put, that you put into place when swords come up. So to clarify that, you guys have the Wheel of Fortune. I think there was a situation where you kind of have to come again, and you have to really, I think experiencing the Ten of Swords is what is pretty much the ultimate ending. It's kind of why is the Wheel of Fortune coming here? The Seven of Swords. Whoa. So, pretty much the Ten of Swords is, for the other half of December, saying there's a sequence, or the worst is over in regards to something happening again, in regards to something that isn't straight up or being dealt with straight up. Something that wasn't dealt with in the past is coming back for you to really end it this time. So, it's tying up new loose ends, guys. The middle of December is tying up loose ends. So I think, how does the rest of this year help you with the end of this one? You have to look at how much you've grown, how much you've dealt with. What new perspective did you gain? Don't lose that, because that's what's going to help you through the last half of December. Now, let's see how this kind of carries into the new year. The moon. So we won't know exactly for sure what has in store for the first third of the new year, January to April. There's a lot of us going by faith, following your intuition. For a lot of you guys, I feel like a lot of you guys had a lot of psychic openings this year. A lot of something psychically happening to you guys. With Jupiter, leaving Libra, entering Scorpio, then the eclipse, and then Leo North Node ascending, descending order, or ascending order rather. There's a lot of stuff that happened this year in regards to the energies. So I think the beginning of next year is unclear. You have to put your mark down. You have to kind of, put your free will into this. Because it's not exactly clear, and I don't know if your future is clear even to you guys. You guys don't really know how to progress after December. But when you guys follow your heart, I think it'll be a little bit more easier to determine. Also, guys, for the second third of next year, you have the Ace of Wands. I'm really sorry. I hope you guys can see this. Let me. Ouch. That's really hot. So, so you guys have the Ace of Wands here. Okay. So that's talking about really starting to begin something concrete, something real. Because you went through it. You're going to go through a phase where that's not too clear. It's really hard to see. As you see that cat. Hopefully you can see that. But you see the cat. You see the cat looking in the water, and he's looking at a jaguar. It looks like that. That's what the moon does. Things are not always going to be clear and open to you, but it's what you do with that situation that really changes, the perspective. That changes how it's dealt with. Okay, so it's really a lot. This is talking a lot about. Oh wow, I think I really burnt myself, guys. But anyway, this is really talking about how you're going to move from a phase where it was not so clear, and then putting the effort into something that can truly be concrete, something that is definitely real. Okay, because Pentacles is something real. And I think that you're going to have to deal with a little bit of a slow start when the Ace of Pentacles comes up. It's just slow energy, and it's really establishing your truth in your in what you truly want. Okay. Then at the last third of next year, you have the King of Swords. So, for some of you guys could be communicating with an advisor in the future. You guys could be communicating with somebody that is an Aquarius, or somebody that you find very very serious at times. Someone that completely values truth. Okay, someone that is, can be a bit cold sometimes. But they convey their messages so clearly that it's really remarkable. And I think that that this person could be coming into your life. Or you guys can be very certain about your truth. You guys can be very certain about your truth. Considering that you guys are going to go through a phase of trying to begin something stable, you're coming out of, you're ending the year with knowing exactly who you are, what you stand for, and what you're planning to do next. What your aspirations are. Okay? So that's that. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing has just been one tough ride for y'all. I'm so sorry, but everything happens to us for a reason. And I think you guys have noticed that with the Ace of Swords. You guys noticing that there's some victory through the truth, even though it's painfully gained. And man, unfortunately, and I've been through it too, because I'm a Libra. If y'all heard, we've been put through the ringer too. But one thing is for sure is that you not only do you change, but you understand the powers that you have by the end of all the pain that you go through. Now, for your Wisdom of the Oracle card, your Romance Angels card, you have very soon, and it says, clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you now. Yeah, man. Being that Emperor energy, having that Ten of Cups there, yo. Yes, feel what you want. Go after it. Because it can come to you. You guys, I think you really unlock something in the middle of this year. So completely go after it, guys. Go after it. Okay? Then you have spend time with each other. Spend some quality time with each other. And it says, it's imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with. Listening and talking to each other. Yeah, it's very interesting. So, for some of you guys that are in a relationship, if there was a lot of struggle in the beginning of this year in regards to the people that you were around, a lot of people that you kind of, like the Knight of Cups, for instance, like this could be someone that came in, right? Someone that, someone that talked a good game, but they had a lot of issues with the follow through. I think what you guys wanted, or what I think this was developing something after something really terrible, or there was just a lot of turmoil, a lot of fighting. And I think ultimately, guys, like spending time with the people that you love, but also spending a lot of time with yourself, right? That's important, because you build your character, you build yourself when you interact with others, when you put yourself in different situations, and you really understand and you learn from your experiences. Okay, because you can't grow on your own. You can try, but you're gonna be light years behind people. And last but not least, you have a change in the wind. And this is talking about just kind of like a weird phase in energy at this time. I think this whole year was just bizarre. It just did not help. And especially with, like I said, the other half of this year, 9 of Swords, strength, and this whole combo here. That was weird. Alright? But there's a change in the wind now. I think before you can plant your feet, just go with the flow. Because you're not, the energies around you, you're not in the position, or you're not feeling too confident about, putting your feet down. I think you want to take off, and I think you want to, get exactly what you want. I think you really do. But if it doesn't feel right, go with the flow. Just don't push it. Just kind of, go, like I said, go with the flow. Alright, Scorpio, I hope this reading helped y'all, and I hope this gave you guys an opportunity to see how much you guys have been through this year, and how this is able to help you and not carry out through the next year, but how your experiences can influence the next year. Now, remember, the future is never set in stone. The beauty about free will is that you can change whatever you don't like about your future. Okay, so change that, change it. If you don't like, any of this stuff in the future, the moon, it's gonna be a little different. The moon, major arcanas when it come up in the future, is a situation. It's a period in your life that's meant to help you towards something specific. Okay, so this doesn't have to be like with money or this doesn't have to be with money or a relationship. But at the same time, it can be. So it all depends on what you need to learn from the experience. It's just about what your free will does to handle the situation. So you can always change how you see this card. You can always change how you see the obstacles that come up. So just remember that, guys. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for staying with me and watching. And I know it's really weird to kind of see how this kind of went from all light and stuff, and then it just got dark. Sorry for posting these late, but thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned in my social media in regards to the stream, okay? Like I said, I'm posting these things late, and Aquarian Insight, she's super busy, so I don't wanna step on her toes. I gotta let her do what she does, because she's awesome. Alright, y'all. Love y'all. Excellent work this year, and I'll see y'all soon. I'm gonna post a 12-month spread anyway, just kind of seeing what the next year looks like in each card for that. Okay, love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.